Hey there, my name is Tyler, and you can call me the ad guy. This is somewhat of an introduction to this channel I just made. I am new to the ad industry, and this channel is an outlet to practice, to talk about things going on in the industry. I'm going to play a little game that I might play again in the future, where I spin some wheels and try to make a logo from scratch based on some random stuff that I came up with. All right, are you ready? Let's do it. So here I have a product, essentially. Get out of here, ads. That's very ironic. I'm going to spin the wheel. I have a bunch of different things here, different options for products. I'm going to spin the wheel. They're of varying difficulty in terms of designing a logo around them, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for... Oh, you know what? That's an easy one. So I'm glad I got that first. Or to me, it feels a little bit more open-ended than some of the other ones. And this is more of a specific theme that the ad needs to be around. All very extremely varied. As you can tell, it could be like a specific character, or it could literally just be, it needs to be a word mark, no character at all. So I'm going to spin this. A dragon. This is actually very generic right now. I was expecting I would have to make a lawnmower company with an alien mascot or something, but nope, it's a sports team with the football team with a dragon mascot, which I bet you that exists. So I don't know, probably not so bad. Get out of here, Sprite. Anyway, this is the crazy one, is that I'm spinning to choose the software. Obviously, two of these are going to be more convenient for me than the others. Please, Illustrator, thank you. That would have been really bad. Okay. So now I have to make a logo for a football team with a dragon mascot in Adobe Illustrator. All right, let's do it. All right, so this is supposed to be a dragon. There are a lot of ways I could go with this. I immediately think of maybe I could do like a lot of these sports teams, like this general shape of like, it's a character, eye is like over here, it's a scary dragon head. But I could also make an entire like creature, like I could make it a full dragon or just a head, or I could do something really weird. I think because this is the first video, it's going to be kind of more simple. It is a sports mascot. You don't want it to be too crazy. I think it makes sense to just make it the head of a dragon. And this is an Illustrator. If I had choice of if I could use any program, it would be Photoshop. I still have Paintbrush tool, but it's not going to be as useful here. So I'll probably start with something like this and just kind of build out the head of a dragon. I'm going to do that. He kind of just looks like a crocodile. I don't know about this one. That didn't work. Okay, so I made a version of it. It looked bad. I'm doing it again. I'm going to do just an outline with this, with just a paintbrush, and then see what I can do from there. I don't want to use the paintbrush because that feels like cheating, but I'll just use it as an outline. I'm going to make his nose a little bit more pointy than I have it here. It looks so much worse than I thought it would initially. Hold on. When you don't see the whole thing, when it's just the out, I don't know. There's something when there's already an outline there, it like tricks your head into thinking it looks better than it does. I also got to remember sometimes, like when you start things, they just don't look good. They just don't. And then all of a sudden, sometimes they just do. It's like that. Okay, what I said just doesn't make any sense at all. But I promise you, maybe you'll see what I mean. Is that I'm going to do this, and you're going to be like, that looks awful. That doesn't look like a dragon. That doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. That is really, really bad. But then you add details and you add like different elements, and color and maybe a pattern and like a texture, and it just like it looks better all of a sudden. I don't know if he's gonna be green. I could kind of go either way. Green feels a little bit generic to me. I think it would be nice to maybe make him red, like this color, and then this could either be like red too, or maybe I can make it like a yellow on the bottom here. I think that's a good idea. Now I gotta actually start to work on some detailing, because this doesn't really look like a dragon, but this is the general shape. This is actually really important, that if a kid is drawing the logo, this is kind of what they're gonna draw. You know, it needs a recognizable general like idea of a shape. And then from there, you can go in and do some crazy stuff. A lot of people I have noticed, like I was taught to like really like use a lot of layers and like, you know, really be careful with layering and blah, 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 label your layers. And then in the actual real world, I feel like nobody does that. I could see, yeah, I think that might be a good idea. I don't think I'm going to have strokes on any of this, by the way. The strokes are really temporary. I think because it's Illustrator, I want it to look vectory. So I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to make this a gradient. This is how I do this. I know that there's other ways of doing this, but I'm just going to make this a 0% opacity. I'm going to move this like all the way over here. Ew. Okay, when I do that, it actually doesn't look very good, but eventually it will. Maybe. Who knows? I actually don't know. This is my first time doing this. I'm trying to do it in a reasonable amount of time. I kind of only want to give myself another 5-10 minutes, which I know is like kind of ridiculous. I'm going to use the paintbrush tool a little bit. No, I don't want to. I changed my mind. I really don't want to. I want it to be an Illustrator dragon. That Illustrator is way harder to do for like a logo than I was expecting for like this type of logo. I am going to... Maybe this is like his upper eyelid, you know? That just makes him look sleepy. This looks so dumb. Oh my god. This looks like this is probably worse than what I would have done on Microsoft Paint, actually. See, the point of this, I know that this is obviously very bad looking. I'm not an idiot, and I can make pretty good looking stuff if you give me like an hour, but I want to be able to do this stuff in like, you know, bam, 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 I've made a logo, congratulations. You know, I want it to be a quick thing. And I know that in practice, it's not always going to be like that, especially if I want to really think about what I'm doing. But I don't know. The industry is very competitive, and I want to be able to be on my game, you know? Make stuff quickly and efficiently. Blah, 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 blah. Efficiency, do. That's what they say in staff meetings. Efficiency, do. Everybody knows this. Wow, this is a dinosaur. I accidentally made a dinosaur. Whoops. I knew I was going to make a dinosaur. Everything becomes a dinosaur eventually. It's like the crab evolution. You know what I'm talking about? How everything evolves into a crab. It's like crazy. Everything evolves into a dinosaur when I'm making lizard-like things. This will be the tongue. I'll put this behind the teeth, and I'll make it like pink or something. I don't know. Make it like this color. There's a tongue, and I'm going to make it breathe fire, because it has to breathe fire or it's not even a dragon, right? Ooh, wait, whoa, okay. I can make this really cool looking, actually. Maybe in the very inside, I make it like blue, because I know that fire becomes blue when it's like really hot, and at the base it's like really hot. Do you know what I'm talking about? Listen, I'm not like a fire expert, so, you know, don't at me. I like how that looks. And I am going to just, yeah, this definitely isn't going to have a stroke. Ugh, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. Hold on. I am aware that this looks very bad. You don't need to tell me. I know. And I am embarrassed that this is the first thing I'm putting out here, but who cares? You know, I no one's gonna watch this. All right. If you are watching, you can comment, I'm watching. I don't know why, but I am watching. And I'll be like, that's embarrassing. Okay. You know what? I don't care. I don't have time. Technically, I just ran out of time on the imaginary little time limit that I made myself. I'm going to just delete the whole stroke, see how it looks. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of the stroke on everything that I can and make it a vectory vector because that makes everything look better, and it's Illustrator, and that was the whole idea of this. Okay, listen. This is very bad. Like, it just is, objectively. However, like, it's actually not as bad as I thought it was 2 seconds ago. I don't know. It actually could work, like, a later version of this, or a version of this where I work a little bit harder on it and, like, actually spend more than 5 minutes on it. But for a first time doing a thing on this silly channel that I made, sure. I don't know. Okay, great. Imagine this as a sports team mascot. Ugh, oh, good lord. I want to, like, redo this tomorrow and then, like, make a new video or something, because this just looks absolutely... It just... Oh my god. Okay. Well, thank you for watching, if you're still watching. I'm going to try to do a video a week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep that up because I have work things and, you know, I'm a little busy, but I'll give it a shot. Hopefully this actually is valuable to me and doesn't just waste my time. All right. Thank you. Bye.